Blockchain Mastery University. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to take your blockchain applications and put them on the Polygon network or the Matic network. All right. So this video is actually going to be a continuation of what we talked about last week. So last week I gave you an introduction to the Polygon network or the Matic network. Why it's important. So definitely check out that video if you haven't already. We'll quickly recap some of the high-level concepts from that video. What Matic is, what Polygon is, why it's so important. So go check that out already. But if you want to go ahead and watch this video, it's not essential that you watch that other one first. So let's go ahead and jump in and get started. So let's take a quick overview of what we're going to cover today. So again, we're going to continue on with the Polygon network or the Matic network. So I'll just keep calling it Polygon. So just for clarification, Polygon is a blockchain. It works a lot like Ethereum. It was previously the Matic network. So I'm just going to keep calling it Polygon for the rest of the video so not keep saying both things twice. But basically, Polygon's taken off quite a bit over the past several months. It's cheaper to use than Ethereum, and it's a little bit faster as well. And so for these reasons, we've seen lots of projects expand to the Polygon network from the Ethereum network. So basically, projects that started out on Ethereum and have taken their code and put it on the Polygon network to achieve some of these benefits. And that's exactly what we're going to do in this video. So we're actually going to take the NFT masterclass, which is a project that we did in our masterclass series. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. But you don't necessarily have to have watched it in order to follow this tutorial. But that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take this NFT masterclass. We're going to create our own non-fungible token or NFT, a digital collectible, on our computer, and we're going to deploy that to the Polygon network. And why would you want to do this? Well, sometimes people don't want to pay an arm and a leg to mint NFTs on the blockchain. Those gas fees can get kind of high. And so what you can do is actually put your project on the Polygon network and let people transfer their NFTs, mint them, hold them in their wallets for less fees. And the cool thing about this is Ethereum and Polygon work very similarly under the hood in the sense of basically if you write smart contracts in the Slicky programming language and you put them on the Ethereum network or you just write them for the Ethereum network in the first place, you can take those same smart contracts and put them on the Polygon network because Polygon runs on the Ethereum virtual machine, so it's Ethereum compatible. That's basically how ETH works. So anytime code runs on an Ethereum node, it runs on the EVM. All right, so we'll just talk about the similarities here. So EVM apps run on Ethereum with Solidity, okay, and they also run on the Polygon network, okay. So I'm just doing a quick recap on the high-level explanation. You can go check out the full explanation from last week. But essentially, when you do that, you'll be dealing with the Polygon network, and you'll be dealing with different cryptocurrency. So on the Ethereum network, all gas fees for transactions are paid in Ether or ETH, and on the Polygon network, all gas fees are paid in Matic. So this is the native cryptocurrency of that network. So they're very similar in some regards, and slightly different in others. But the big picture is it's really easy to take your apps that you already have now and put them on the Polygon network, and your end users get benefit of cheaper transactions by using it this way. And the good news is you only have to go through a few steps to modify your project to support the Polygon network. So you'll see that. We're going to take this NFT masterclass that we did in our masterclass series. We're going to modify this project slightly so that it supports the Matic network. And we're going to put our smart contracts on it. We're going to set everything up on our computer. And you'll be able to take this information and apply it to any blockchain project that you've created that uses Solidity smart contracts. So if you create a blockchain-based application, you want to build it for Ethereum, then you can deploy it to a variety of environments. You can deploy it to Ethereum test networks. You can deploy it to the Ethereum main network. You can put it on Polygon and Matic. You can put it on Binance Smart Chain. Anywhere that supports Solidity smart contracts, you can basically do the same method I'm going to show you in this video with some brief modifications. So let's jump in and get started. So go ahead and find the code down below. There should be a zip file. I'm going to be referencing this GitHub repository here. You won't have access to this because it's actually a private repository, but you'll have the README file inside your actual code, inside the README. Okay. So I'm going to go through some of these steps for setting up the NFT masterclass. Again, you don't have to watch the entire NFT masterclass, but if you go back and review it, it'll definitely help you understand what we're doing here. But the big picture is that we're going to set this up with instructions here. We're going to take the smart contracts. We're going to put them on the Polygon network. I'll show you how to do that, and we'll set up the rest of the actual project step by step. So go ahead and download the code, open up on your computer here in your terminal, and go ahead and run npm install. All right, to install your dependencies. So I've already done this step. I'm going to skip it, but whenever you do it, you'll see all this output here. You probably see some deprecation warnings in here. That's okay. Some of these things are just the state of the Ethereum development right now. Stuff kind of changes and gets deprecated fast. These are just warnings. You can ignore them for now. As long as you see a success message here with npm install, then you've done it successfully. So let's walk through the steps here. So first, you need to make sure you have Node installed on your computer. We can just go to terminal.node-v. All right, I'm using Node version 12.10.0 here. That's the exact same version specified in the project here. If you don't have Node installed, you can basically run these steps, and that will install Node on your system. You need Node to run everything locally. All right, but if you've been following the videos in this tutorial series or the program, then you very likely got this installed already. All right. So next, we'll make sure you have truffle installed, truffle-v. All right, so actually it's truffle version. So I've got truffle version 5.1.67. All right. So if you don't have Node installed, or sorry, not truffle installed already, you can just install truffle like this. All right. So next, we want to use Ganache for this. And tell you what, we don't really need to do that for this particular thing. So we're going to deploy directly to the Polygon network. But tell you what, let's go ahead and do it. You can run Ganache like this. You can install Ganache with npm install -g Ganache CLI. Okay. All right, I've already done the steps. I'm going to skip it. But whenever you have, we're going to go ahead and open up a new tab here and run Ganache. So really quickly, what is Ganache if you're not sure? What is Ganache CLI? Well, it's just a test blockchain that you can use on your computer. So you don't risk any real money. You can just run smart contracts, write tests for them with Ganache. So we're going to run Ganache CLI like this. All right. And we're going to just have a blockchain running like this on the side. So we'll do that in a new tab. We're going to keep developing in this terminal window here. So next what we're going to do is actually run IPFS, because whenever we create an NFT, essentially what we're going to do, it has multiple things. So an NFT has a smart contract. This keeps track of who owns the NFTs. It lets people transfer the NFTs, and it does everything on the blockchain. But there's a second part of an NFT, which is the actual file. Okay, so the file is going to be the image of the NFT, and the image is stored on IPFS. Okay, so what is that? Well, we talked about this a lot in the NFT masterclass, but a quick recap is IPFS is a decentralized file storage system. It works kind of like a blockchain, but it's different. It's for actually putting pictures out there in a decentralized way. Because pictures are too big to put on a blockchain, you want to put them on a different service, and that's what IPFS is. It has nodes that let you store files in a redundant way. And essentially what happens is your smart contract references the file location on IPFS, and then the smart contract keeps track of transferring the NFTs around, keeping track of balance and all that type of thing. So that's what we're going to do right now is run this IPFS daemon here. So you need to have IPFS installed. You can install it like this. But then what we're going to do is basically, let's see here, open a new tab, and we're going to do JIPFS daemon. Okay. And that's going to start up basically an IPFS node on our computer. Because like I was saying here, IPFS has nodes, and they all talk to one another. They keep track of the files, and we have an IPFS node running now on a computer like this. Okay. And we need that to deploy the image for the NFTs. So now, let's just actually open up the project and see what we have in here. You can see that we have source contracts. source backend contracts. And inside of here, we have an NFT smart contract that's actually our token code. Okay, so we talked about this a lot in NFT masterclass. I'm not going to go over all the functions inside of here. You can go recap that smart contract, recap that explanation to see how the smart contract works. But this is the smart contract that governs NFT, and this is what we're going to put on the Polygon network. Okay, but before we do that, we just want to make sure that it's everything's working properly. So let's just compile it. Say truffle compile. Okay. There we go. And then let's deploy the smart contracts to our local blockchain first. This is Ganache CLI. So we'll see Ganache CLI here. This is our development environment. And as these migrations are running, we'll see this activity take place on this blockchain. Again, this is not the Polygon network. This is just our development blockchain. We're just setting the project up, make sure it works properly. All right, there we go. All right, so now we're actually going to configure our project to deploy it to Polygon. All right, so I'm going to try to do that. We deployed it directly to our local blockchain here, but now we're going to point it to the actual Polygon network itself. So we're going to do this inside the truffle configuration file. So if you go to your project here and go to truffle-config, okay, you can see that we have our networks configured inside of here. So here's our networks key, and inside of that, this shows you how to deploy it to the development network. This is Ganache CLI. So basically, we have a host, which is local host. That's what 127.0.0.1 is. So this is localhost. Port 8545. This is our Ganache instance. All right. But here we have now added a new key for the Matic network. Okay. So how does this work? Well, basically, we define a new network here and put in the information. So the network ID is 80001. This is the actual network ID for the Matic network. There are different Ethereum networks that have different IDs, like the mainnet is 1. Different test networks like Koban network is 42, et cetera, et cetera. And this is the actual network ID for the Matic network, right? So we got some other settings in here, confirmations. Basically, this means we wait for 2 block confirmations before we consider it successful. So anytime you create a new transaction, it's confirmed by multiple nodes in the network, and that just means we're going to wait for 2 node confirmations before we consider this a successful transaction. We set the timeout to 200 blocks in case it takes a long time. This is the amount of blocks we wait. Then we skip dry run just to make things faster before deployment. All right. So we can actually create a connection to the Matic network with an RPC URL. So this is the default RPC that we can use for deployment. So this is provided to us by the Matic network. So rpc-mumbai.matic.today. Okay. So one important thing to understand here is that we're actually deploying to a test Matic blockchain. So in this video, we're not going to risk any real funds. So if you wanted to do this for the real Matic network, you would change this to the actual Matic blockchain. But this is a test network, so the Mumbai test network, right? Then we use the Truffle HD wallet provider library to establish this connection right here. And so this is the main place you want to change if you want to put your project on different networks. So if you want to put some Binance Smart Chain, you could do a different configuration for Binance Smart Chain here. If you want to use the real Matic network, you could do an additional thing. You can literally just copy this, add a comma here, and then add a new line, and then change it to your network, and then change the settings, and then there you go. Okay. So here we have the configuration for Matic already wired up. This tells you how it works. So the next thing we need to do is actually connect our account to this particular project. Okay. So what's important to understand is your project has to be signed. Well, your transaction whenever you're deploying the contracts to the network has to be signed by a specific account. Okay. So basically, we need a MetaMask account that's connected to the Mumbai test network. So you can go to MetaMask here. And you can create a new account specifically for the project if you want to. So I always recommend having a separate wallet address for each project, especially if you're developing, because you don't want to use a wallet that you use to store real cryptocurrency inside your development wallet. Because what we're going to do is actually save the private key, which is like the password to this wallet, inside of our project. And it's a security risk for you to store private keys of sensitive accounts, for your projects. Because if they found your project, they basically just clean out all your cryptocurrency. So I recommend creating a new one inside of here. So we're going to connect to the Matic network here. So go to custom RPC, and we're going to call this Polygon Mumbai testnet. Okay. For the RPC URL, we're going to actually just paste in the same URL. Let's say HTTPS. Let's say :/RPC. I'm just going to type it in mumbai.maticvigil.com. Okay. And then for chain ID, I'm going to say 80001. Okay. The currency symbol, we're going to say, let's say here, Matic. All right. It's actually going to copy this. Click save. Click this. All right. And then there we go. So we can see I already have some Matic inside this wallet. That's because basically I did this in the last tutorial, and so if you did that last tutorial, you'll see some inside of here. And so now I'm actually going to fund this wallet. I've already got some Matic tokens inside of here, but I'm going to show you how to do it in case you're working with a fresh account. So you can go to this faucet.matic.network right here. Okay, we'll just click on this. And you can see your account here. I'm just going to copy my account from MetaMask, copy it, paste it inside of here. And let's select, let's request an actual Matic. Okay, so go back in here, Matic token on the Mumbai test network. Again, this is important here. Click submit, click confirm. And let's just see here. You might get an error the first time. I'm clicking confirm. And it should, all right, there we go. So transaction can be viewed here. Here's your Explorer. And there you go. We can see that we've increased our Matic balance here. So you have to have Matic in your wallet in order to pay the gas fees, because again, Matic is a native cryptocurrency on the Polygon blockchain, the Matic scaling solution. So Ethereum uses Ether, Polygon uses Matic, right? And so now we have some pretty important pieces of information. We've got the wallet provider here with RPC. We got our project going to the network. We have cryptocurrency in our account. And now what we want to do is actually export the private key from this particular app, this particular account, and put it in our project so that it can sign the transaction to deploy contract to the network. So let's go to account details, click export private key. I'm going to pause the video right now because I want to actually show my private key, but you need to do this step and show it on screen and copy it. All right, now, so once you've got that, go back to your project, and then go to where you see this .env.example file here. So this is an example file that shows what your .env file should look like. So what is a .env file? Well, it's a place where we can store secret information in our project, like our private key, that doesn't get committed to source code, because you don't want to take your private key and commit it to GitHub, because anybody who has your GitHub repository could find out your cryptocurrency wallet and steal your funds, okay? So we're going to duplicate this file. All right, called .env. Put it here, and then we're actually going to, you're going to backspace all this stuff out here, all right? And you're going to paste in the private key that you just copied from MetaMask. Somebody on screen, in here, I'm going to save it, all right? And then now I have my private key saved in this file. So I'm not going to open it on screen because I don't want to show mine. I recommend you not show yours to anybody else either, just as a good practice. But now our development environment, configuration file is actually going to read this env file from here. So process, this is a node global variable called process.env. All right, so this just finds all the information from that .env file. And this variable inside of here called private keys, all right, private keys, it's going to read that information and save it to your variable right here. And then this variable is going to get used inside this truffle HD wallet provider that's pointed to the Matic network. It's going to know about your account, which now has cryptocurrency inside of it. And then this can sign the transactions to actually put it on Matic. Put it on Matic with this configuration that we created inside the project here. And we have cryptocurrency inside the wallet from the Matic test network, so we can actually sign the transaction, pay the gas fees to put it on the network. And now we can actually deploy the project to the Matic network like this. First, we can see all the networks that our project knows about. We say truffle networks. Okay, we'll see a list here. So you'll see this. Let's see here. So these are some past run migrations, but you can see Matic here. So Matic 8001. All right. And so what we're gonna do is say truffle migrate dash reset dash network Matic. Okay. And that's all you have to do. Whenever you're pointing to the specific network, you just have to tell it, which network to point to. In this case, we did Matic. And if you did any other network inside your project, that's what you do right there. So it looks like a little problem here. Let's just fix this. And 1 second. All right. So I just fixed the problem. So what you need to do is actually go into your project here and change it to the same RPC that we're using inside of MetaMask. So this is the line that you want to use. So https ://rpc-mumbai, and then we're going to use maticvigil.com. So instead of the other one that we used a minute ago, use this one instead. This is the exact same one that we want to use. This is the same as MetaMask. Okay. So once you do that, you should truffle migrate dash reset dash network Matic. Okay. And then you should see your project successfully deployed like this. So now we can take our project and do anything with the Matic network that we can do with the Ethereum network. So in this case, we just deployed the smart contract to the Matic network a lot like we do the Ethereum network. But we can also do things like run scripts or tests against that network. So in this case, we're actually going to use the truffle script runner to mint the NFTs for this project. Okay. So you see this script file here. So source, let's just see here, backend scripts. You can see this, mint data. All right. So this is going to actually create the scripts for the NFTs, create the NFTs themselves. All right. So this is going to take the pictures and put them on the blockchain. Actually, put them on IFS and then create the actual NFTs on the blockchain. So you can check out how this works inside the NFT masterclass. Again, I'm not going to go over everything about that in this video, but just know that we have a script that we can execute like this. Let's just copy the command from the readme here. We truffle exec, source backend scripts mint.js, and then network Matic, just like this. Okay. All right, now let's mention the NFTs. So really quickly, if you get an error while you're doing this that says, hey, you don't have enough gas in your account, you can go back to the Matic network here for the faucet and just request some more tokens. You can click submit and then confirm, and you can actually top off your account with enough gas to do these transactions. So you should have enough if you make a couple requests. But if you get that error the first time, just try to restart. And now that's finished, we can start the front end application like this. So we deployed the contracts, we've minted the NFTs. Now we actually boot up the front end application, make sure it talks to the Matic network. So we can say open a new tab here and go npm run start. This will actually boot up the website itself. So wait for this to finish, and this should start a new window here. Let's pull this up and wait for the project to load. All right, and there we go. So now that the project's loading, you'll be prompted to actually connect your MetaMask. So make sure you go here and click on the account that you're connected with, and now you're on the Matic network, and you can see that your page will actually load there. So let's just refresh. All right, and there you go. We have our website loaded on our local development environment, and our smart contracts are deployed to the Matic blockchain. So you can test around buying your NFTs here, sign your transact with MetaMask, and there you have it. So the big picture here is that you need to update your truffle projects to point it to the Matic blockchain. Update that truffle-configuration file like I was talking about here. So let's play that back on my screen. So basically, this is where the heart and soul of your project changes will go. So you want to make sure you update this, add a Matic connection, make sure your private keys in your wallet, that you funded it with MetaMask with that faucet that we talked about. And make sure you have this RPC URL inside of here with the Matic configuration. Okay, so if you want a review of the entire NFT Masterclass project and how that works, make sure you check out the NFT Masterclass replay in the video vault. And so really quickly, if you have any trouble with this tutorial, there's a couple places where you might have some hangups. I'm going to include this troubleshooting document down in the description below, so make sure you check that out. Basically, if you have any problem with your NFT minting, you can change your RPC with these instructions here. If you say that you're out of funds, you can follow these instructions here. Make sure you have at least 0.25 Matic whenever you go to deploy a mint. And then finally, you have to make sure that you aren't exceeding the rate limits on your IPFS node. And then if you have any problems putting your front-end app, you can definitely check out this to help upgrade your webpack version in your package.json file. At the end of the day, if you get totally stuck on this, definitely reach out to Zed in the chat room. He's totally familiar with all this stuff and will help you, get on the correct path. So that's all I got for today. Make sure you check out the video vault for the next video whenever it comes out. And until next time, thanks for watching Blockchain Mastery University.